In this lesson, we're going to take a quick tour of CloudFront. CloudFront is a CDN, or a content delivery network. It utilizes edge locations close to the user. A good analogy would be thinking of bouncing a tennis ball off of your server. If your server is in the same room as you are, and you bounce a tennis ball off of it, the throw as well as the bounce back are going to be very fast. But if you're Superman and you try to hit a server on the other side of the country, it's going to travel much slower to get there and come back. The same thing happens with edge locations and your data packets between them. The content needs an origin server. The content can be expired, on schedule, or on demand. Some other popular CDNs are Akamai and Level 3. You may have heard of these as well. CDNs have lots of great use cases. They're awesome for popular static website assets, stuff like images, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and so on. You can create one of two different kinds of distributions. One is called a download distribution, which uses HTTP. This would be great for downloading products, documents, and sharing data with customers. There's also streaming distributions, which are good for audio and video. Streaming is a distribution method for audio and video. It delivers content real-time to the users who request. The users store no file locally, so it saves on disk space for them. The users can also better control their media experience by being able to fast-forward or rewind an audio or video file. Streaming, unlike HTTP, uses proprietary protocols. CloudFront uses Adobe Macromedia's RTMP, or real-time messaging protocol. The E version of this allows for encrypted files. CloudFront value propositions are that it has native integration to AWS. You can specify S3 buckets as origins for the file. They're very easy to set up, maintain, and tear down. They also support standard distributions via HTTPS and streaming. They're very cost-effective, and they only use pull access, so that content is only cached at the edges when the users request. They're actually also very fully featured, with the ability to expire the cache on schedule or on demand. For example, if somebody pushed out a bad JavaScript file at a 2 a.m. push on a Friday, you can expire that bad file out of CloudFront on demand. You can also set headers. To set up CloudFront, you first need to create a distribution. You have to specify whether this distribution is going to be HTTP or streaming. You also have to specify an origin. Again, any web-accessible server will work. You can use a private server, an EC2 instance, or S3. You can also specify the TTL, or time to live, and path matches, as well as logging. TTL specifies how often CloudFront is going to look for a new version of the file. Path matches specify which parts of your origin server are going to be cached, and you can also log requests to CloudFront with logging. At this point, a distribution domain is created for you, and it's going to be ugly, something like d123456789xyz.cloudfront.net. It's very easy to CNAME these to vanity URLs, which you could then use in links such as we have here. I could have taken my own website, quickcloud.com, created a CDN distribution through CloudFront, and CNAMEd that to cdnquickcloud.com, and included that in links on my site. This is great for website assets such as CSS, JavaScript, and image references, or inside of applications like media players, web, mobile, or desktop applications. When users access a CDN URL, CloudFront directs them to their closest edge, so everyone loads their content faster once that edge is populated. CloudFront is a pull mechanism, meaning that the edge pulls from the origin if it doesn't have it in its requested content. When this user up in Alaska requested some content, it was already at the edge location. But perhaps when this user down in Chile requests the same content, their edge location is not pre-populated with that content. So the edge location will reach out to the origin server, the S3 bucket in the US East region, and pull that content down local. Then the next time that a user in Chile requests that content, it will be populated and it will be pulled from the edge location. Each pull is charged, both from the origin as well as every time that a user pulls a file from an edge location. Invalidation requests are also charged, and you can purchase a reservation capacity discount if you know that you're going to use a lot of capacity over the next year. In summary, CloudFront is a great content delivery network. It uses edge locations close to the users, and it can create either download, HTTP, or streaming RTMP distributions. Content needs an origin, and the content can also be expired both on demand and by schedule.